Now, knowing you, I know that you're aware of the things that people are saying. You're moving up in two-weight classes. You're the smaller man. Whatever you do, Terence Crawford, don't exchange against him. What do you feel you have to do?
Be myself. I'm 41-0 for a reason.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career.
For over 2 decades, everyone believed that Floyd's 50-0 record would never be overshadowed. He was the ghost in the ring, a defensive magician who made legends look ordinary. But after one historic night, a single explosive statement from the only man who faced them both threatened to tear that entire monument down. The debate wasn't just about who was better anymore, it was about whether Mayweather's entire era had just been eclipsed. The firestorm began the moment Terence Crawford's hand raised against Canelo Alvarez, after a masterful performance where Crawford had done what many thought was impossible.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance, he had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled, he backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, masterful fight.
But the real shock came in the post-fight press conference. When asked to compare Crawford to his former opponent, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo didn't hesitate. With the world's media hanging on his every word, he stated plainly,
"If you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can."
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Coming from the only fighter on the planet to share the ring with both men, this wasn't just an opinion. It was a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the sport. That single sentence ignited a debate that had been simmering for years, and it was about to draw a powerful voice into the fray. Stephen A. Smith, watching from the sidelines, was immediately captivated by what he witnessed. He, like many others, expected Crawford to use his technical skill and stay on the outside to outbox the bigger, stronger man, but that's not what happened.
Well, I appreciate Crawford making my prediction come through. Coming into the fight, I had him winning by decision. I thought he was the superior boxer. I thought he would be able to take a punch. And as long as he didn't stay there and exchange with Canelo, I thought he could do it. What surprised me is that there were times during the fight, he did stand there and exchange with Canelo and took it. Took some body shots to the liver. Took some headshots. Exchanged. And still ended up winning this fight. I thought from the 8th round on, he just put on a boxing clinic. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. Crawford deserved to win the fight.
Smith noted with astonishment that Crawford didn't just survive. He stepped into the fire and exchanged blows with Canelo, proving he had more than just skill, he had grit. As Smith put it, what I didn't expect was for him to stand in there and exchange and survive. And he did that on several occasions, and that's why he deserves so much credit. He even broke down the fight, saying he had it scored 5-4 in favor of Crawford after 9 rounds before Crawford put on a boxing clinic to win the last 3 rounds decisively. He absorbed Canelo's power and fired back, prospering in moments where a smaller man should have crumbled.
Crawford is a special fighter because he's got a mean streak. He doesn't back up from anything. He's usually the superior boxer in the ring. He finds a way to win. No matter who he's going up against, no matter what power you have, what boxing skills you have, he is truly a generational fighter. He wants to go in the ring and not just beat you, but show you he was a better man. And he's not one to believe that just a knockout does that. He likes outboxing you and showing you that his skill level is superior to yours. And he showed it tonight.
Stephen A. praised it as a masterclass, but while he was deeply impressed by the performance, he wasn't ready to dethrone the king just yet. Because he remembered a different kind of master, a phantom in the ring that Crawford, for all his heart, simply wasn't.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me.
This is where Stephen A. Smith drew the line, making a crucial distinction that changes the entire argument. He reminded everyone that Floyd Mayweather was a defensive enigma, a magician whose primary goal was to win without getting hit. With hands that were notoriously brittle and damaged throughout the second half of his career, Floyd knew he couldn't rely on knockout power. This wasn't just a theory, it was a well-documented issue.
Floyd Mayweather looks me in my face and he says, I'm going to take him out about the 8th or 9th round. And I said, your hand's always broken. You ain't known for your punching power since you moved up from lightweight to welterweight. Why are you so sure you're going to do this? He said, Stephen A., he's a UFC fighter. He said, and he's a striker. He's accustomed to coming at you and throwing punches. What he's not accustomed to doing is punching while he's throwing backwards, while he's moving backwards and pushing you off of him. He says, I'm going to walk right into him and stay at his chest. He's going to have to push me off in order to throw his punches. He said he's going to be circling the ring. He said by around 4 or 5, he's not going to have any legs. He's going to be done. And he said, and I'll just toy with him and keep him around until around the 8th or the 9th round. And that is exactly what Floyd Money Mayweather did. He told me exactly what he was going to do, and he did it.
He's the man.
Mayweather himself admitted his hands are real brittle and revealed he couldn't even spar for a month before the Conor McGregor fight due to injury.
You hurt your hand? Huh? I thought you hurt your hand myself. Okay, all right. Relax, baby. The job is done. All right.
Put in a bucket of ice, man. Yeah. I'll get a bucket of ice. Kill him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Oh, okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like,
you did said something to him when you grabbed him.
I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh shit. I wasn't ready, bro.
I said that was a good one. I said that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. I said you gotta kill me. And did I mean I'm not gonna lie, I meant it.
To add a more controversial layer, reports have long suggested that in the second half of his career, Mayweather fought almost exclusively in Las Vegas, one of the only places that allows fighters to use numbing injections like xylocaine for hand pain, hinting that his hand issues were a major strategic factor in where and how he fought. Instead, he became untouchable.
Rocky Marciano was 49-0. Before Floyd got to 50-0, he was a heavyweight champ. Did anyone ever consider Rocky Marciano the GOAT? No, not seriously, no. Why would Floyd be considered the GOAT? Because he beat more fighters than Rocky did, more great ones? That's true. But really, Floyd was careful in the way he selected opponents. Don't get that twisted. It's not that Floyd didn't fight a lot of great fighters. He did. It's not that I don't think he would have beaten a lot of the tougher fighters than he fought. I think he probably would have, but he didn't do it. He waited. He waited till Pacquiao wasn't at his best anymore. He didn't fight Margarito when Margarito was tearing everyone up. He waited for the right time to fight people. He got paid twice as much for fighting Pacquiao in a less dangerous fight than he would have had he fought him when everyone wanted to see a fight. Floyd is among the all-time greats, but he ain't number 1.